It's me, Mr. CMB, Credit Money Budget, back in here with another video. Shout out to everybody who's liking, subscribing, commenting on the channel. And what I want to talk about is just, what's the hardest thing that you're going to face when you're doing business? Now, there's a lot of different things that I could personally say. There's a lot of things that other people who are, have bigger businesses than I do, or have bigger things going on than I do, or even people who have smaller things going on than I do. One of the biggest challenges that you will face, and I don't really hear people talk about this too much, the biggest challenge is yourself. And what do I mean by that is because you got to understand it's more than just about making money. It's more than just about serving a client or serving people. It's really just deals with you. Your operation is a reflection of you. So if you're inconsistent in things in your life, it's going to show up in your business. If you're inconsistent in things, if you're lacking in specific areas, it's going to show over here. And if you're taking long to do specific tasks, it'll show up in your business. So these are one of the things that people really don't talk about, because your personality is that reflection of it, which is why you have to change yourself. Like, you're not gonna, it's very few people who just start out and just take off. And usually if they have, they either had experience or they have some sort of coach or mentorship. But even then, they've had to put themselves in that right type of mindset and put themselves in that sort of personality that best fits themselves to be able to execute on those things. Just as far as execution, you have to have a high level execution and execute fast and right now. And the average person doesn't understand that. They think they can just sit on an idea, sit on a project, lollygag, take their time, and you really can't do that. And just being around, other entrepreneurs and other business owners who are doing things at a high level, they all have this one character trait, whereas they execute right now. There's no waiting another hour. There's no waiting till tomorrow. There's not even waiting 5 minutes. It's like, we do this right now. And that's one of the things I see that separates, someone who's doing a small 5 figures to doing like $500,000 or more, or 7, 8 figures, even 9. They execute fast right now and correct the course along the way. It's about high level execution, and also at the same time also being funded. Now, you can do things and bootstrap it, but having some extra cash just to be able to fund what you're doing helps out a lot. Now, it doesn't cover up your flaws, because one of the things, if you have more money, it'll actually expose your flaws a lot faster, because you're going to think that since you have money, you can do a few little reckless things, or you're not really, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not really being conservative in how you're actually using your funds for what you want to do. So you got to understand that everything's going to expose your flaws, and you're going to have to work on yourselves. Like, when I first started real estate, it exposed my flaw, because I had a high expectation of how the business ran. And then the first ever potential deal that I was going to get, it fell through, and it wasn't even my fault. It wasn't even the buyer's fault. It was the buyer's fault. It wasn't the seller's fault. The buyer took a whole weekend to see if he could wait out to see if he would take his offer, and that just never works. And that let me know a few different things. One, I need to be able to control the deal pipeline a lot more and force people to make a decision. And also, two, not sit back and be passive about certain things, especially when I didn't have a system in place. And that's just one example of literally tens. I could go on, I could create YouTube videos for probably the next couple of weeks, talk about all the flaws that I discovered just starting this particular business and industry. So one of the things you got to know is it'll expose your flaws. It expose everything about you. All right. So if you do want to get into real estate, I would suggest click the link below. We have the Legacy Lasting Blueprint, which I and my team, we show you how to wholesale auction properties from home without spending any money in marketing. Now, if you don't have any consistent income coming in right now with a job or anything, it's not for you right now. It's for people who have some consistent income and ready to take the leap to that next level. All right. So I hope this video helps. Mr. CMB, I'm out.